The deserts of the American Southwest are vast and seemingly desolate to the untrained eye. But to me, they're filled with a diversity of life, subtle beauty, a rich history and culture, and endless adventures. I'm Steve Brown. The desert has been a part of my life since before I was born. For nearly a decade, I've run the Sunrunner, the magazine of the real California desert, and now I'm heading out to explore the real deserts of the American Southwest. Well, we made it to the 29 Palms Inn. The inn's been here receiving visitors since 1928 on the Oasis of Mara. I'm going to go meet with Vicki Waite, who started the Sunrunner magazine back in January 1995 and got this whole thing rolling.
As I always say, people forget that we had an art scene going on here back in the 1940s. And then in the 1950s, when landscape artist John Hilton moved here, then he really got the town going. He was teaching art to all the locals, and one of his best buddies was James Cagney. They used to hang out here at the 29 Palms Inn, too, as a matter of fact, besides the gallery. Cagney used to tickle the ivories on the piano over there, you know?
All right.
Anyway, the art has played a really important role in 29 for a long time.
It has, and I mean, Hilton's one of the, not just a 29 Palms artist, but one of the leading desert landscape artists, and was famous actually for tossing his imperfect works in his eyes onto a bonfire once a year.
Our art scene continues to go on. We still have murals. We ended up with 24 murals in town, 21 of which are still alive and well.
Yes.
And then in 2006, the City of 29 Palms started a Public Arts Advisory Committee, and they've been placing sculptures in the community since then.
You can see the Pinto Mountain Fault.
The Oasis of Mara has been a source of life in this part of the Mojave Desert for thousands of years. From the geology that forces water to the surface, to the plant and animal life that thrives around the oasis, there's no better guide than desert naturalist Pat Flanagan.
Like there's the oasis. You can see it from space. This is a pretty interesting spot. But you see this little slope up here? Just this little slope. That's the little pressure ridge that says you're on the fault line. Tell me what you see when you see the ground, Steve.
Well, it's not your typical desert sand.
That's correct.
It looks like a richer soil, actually.
It is. Well, how about pond bottom?
Pond bottom.
Remember that pond that was a mile long and about almost a half a mile wide?
Right along this fault line.
Exactly, exactly. So here's pond bottom.
Okay, so we've got lots of plant compost mixed in over thousands of years, basically.
That's right,
okay.
Exactly.
So now, you had mentioned to me something about a second harvest.
Right.
Get rid of this before I might wind up with a handful of these things.
And this one, the seeds in here are fairly large. They also have a delicious, tangy fruit in there that you want to eat, the pulp.
It better be delicious because I've got all sorts of little things.
Well, the people who lived here were smart enough not to let that happen. This isn't a lot to look at. This is in the saltbush family. These are the females. They have little seeds in each one of these little tiny nodules. And this is what the birds eat.
Ah,
and
so
they
if you
love
would
it.
like to have birds in your yard, this would be
This would be one of those things. But when you look at this and you see that anyway, an oasis is a major magnet for all kinds of wildlife. This is just another one of the food sources.
I did not know that that was the area that the Native Americans used to use to grow, things here. I knew they grew things. I knew the Serrano and the Chemehuevi had lived here, but I didn't know that that was the area.
There's some old maps showing how their irrigation ditches went from the springs out into that area, and a letter or two listing what they were growing.
But now we're going to take it to the restaurant here at the inn.
Yeah, right. We obviously can't grow everything that we need for the restaurant here, but everything we grow here, we get to use in the restaurant.
You have great steaks, so I didn't see any herd of cattle out there.
No,
so, yeah.
But they've got some leeks growing.
Ooh,
I think they're using those in the with the fish dish tonight.
The fish, right?
Yeah, and I think they're going to be doing a really nice pizza, and it's to die for. To die for.
On your menu this evening, The little mini pizza on the beginning side has caramelized onion, fresh figs from our garden, pancetta, and feta cheese. It's on our house-made thin crust. The pasta dish is a 4-cheese ravioli tossed with butter and garden herbs. Also has tomatoes and zucchini from our garden. All of our steaks are seasoned and char grilled. The hunter sauce with the filet mignon is a mushroom sauce. Our pork tenderloin this evening is char grilled, served with a cornichon caper and black olive relish. And the catch of the day is a wild coho salmon, char grilled, served with a butter sauce that has fresh leeks from our garden.
She even cooked me breakfast. She brought it to my bed. I dipped all the coffee through the cup in her head. Cause I'm evil. He's evil. Such an evil. Believe me, recipe.
To the Oasis of Mara, the 29 Palms Inn, Paul and Jane Smith, and steak and salmon and good friends and good times out in the real California desert.